Hola, my online peeps. Hold on a second, Evelyn. Uh, I'm hoping you can hear me, Evelyn. A thumbs up, thumbs down. If you can hear me, all good. If you can't, just come on camera and just wave to me just to make sure. Um, for those of you in the studio, welcome to class. Those that are new to my class, my name's Nicole, and welcome. I got some old people that have filtered in. I'm hoping because my wife is now 33 weeks pregnant, she might come in every just momentarily, but I'm hoping her students come to mind just so that they can see her. So if that's you, awesome and welcome. We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off in a seat, as most of you are there already. Sorry for those of you lying down. If you choose to use a block underneath the hips, please do in order to just get the knees just a little bit lower. And if you've got tight hip flexors, it just makes it a little bit more comfortable. Once you're here, allow the eyes to shut down. Have your hands on your thighs, and we're going to start off with a nice straight spine, relaxed shoulders, and even head. And starting to quieten down to tune into how your breath is moving in and out of the body, how you're feeling this morning, and imagining you have walked into this little cocoon where you are supported. You're definitely warm, and I'll make you a little bit warmer. And you have the space where you are free to move, breathe, and be as you please. I'm here just to guide you through a flow, about 60 minutes, and how much of that you take is totally up to you. As you continue breathing, see if you can keep it nice, long, deep breaths. We're going to tilt the right ear to right shoulder. And you can keep your eyes closed, or if you need to know or see what I'm doing, please feel free to blink them open. Seeing if you can relax that right shoulder so you feel a nice stretch in the left side of the neck. And then coming back to center, tilt it over to the other side. So bringing left ear to left shoulder. And gently coming back to center, opening out the throat, tilting the head back. And then tucking the chin in, looking down towards the lap, and feeling a stretch in the back of the neck. Come back to center, and with your head level, just turn your chin over to the right-hand side, so looking out towards the window. And through center, over to the left-hand side. And then you slowly come back to center. Draw the chin down and then bring your right ear to right shoulder. So you're doing a little bit of a quarter opening. And then bringing the chin down to the chest, go over to the left-hand side. So that taking your left ear to left shoulder. And keep doing that, going from side to side, just moving the neck nice and slowly. And coming back to center, we're going to bring the hands out in front of us. Point through the fingers and then just start to flick through the fingers as if you have water on your hands, and we're trying to remove the water from our hands. So keep flicking and see if you can make that flick faster and faster. Oh, Chrissy. And then take the hands out to the side, watching your neighbors, just negotiating space. And all the way up to the ceiling. Flick, flick, flick. And then back out in front of you and flip the palms over so they're facing up towards the ceiling, and keep flicking. Your forearms may start talking to you by now. Take the arms out to the side. Palms are still facing the ceiling. Flick, flick, flick. And then all the way up to the ceiling. Palms are facing back as far as you can. Flick, flick, flick. I know the flicking is getting slower and slower. And bring them out in front of you. Just give the wrist a shake. Stretch your right arm forward, palm facing the front, fingers pointing up towards the ceiling, and then use your left hand to draw the fingers and thumb in towards you. So just feeling a stretch in the wrist. And fingers pointing down, and again, using your left hand, make sure you include the thumb, draw them all the way in. And release, left hand points out in front of you, palm facing front. Use your right hand to draw everything in. And fingers pointing down, and again, drawing them in towards you. And as we release, give them a shake. And we're going to make our way into our tabletop. So remove any blocks or aids that you may have and come onto all fours. With your fingers, spread your hands flat down onto the floor, tuck your toes, and then just hover the knees off the floor. Now, with your knees hovering, see if you can push your spine up towards the ceiling so that you're protracting the shoulders, you're pulling the shoulder blades apart. Hold here just for 3, for 2, and 1. Releasing the knees down to the floor. Use an inhale to take the right hand up to the ceiling. And an exhale to thread it underneath the left, bringing the right shoulder down, right ear. Now you can choose to keep your left hand there, or you can stretch it forward, come onto the pads of the fingers, or you can take it around into a half bind behind the back. If you're choosing the half bind and you want to go hard, lift the left leg straight out to the back and maybe hover it off the floor. We're just going to hold here for 2. 1. Release the leg down if you've lifted it. Bring the knee down to the floor. Bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Use an inhale to take that right hand to the ceiling. And an exhale to place it down tabletop. Moving to the other side, use your inhale to take your left hand to the ceiling. And an exhale to draw it through. Bring the left shoulder down, left ear. If you're comfortable there, bless you, you can take that right hand, stretch it forward. Note that yoga is all about yin and yang. So if you chose to lift the leg on the other side, please try and do so now. It may just be an attempt. It may be a successful attempt. Releasing the leg down to the floor. Let's bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, take that left hand to the ceiling. And as you exhale, place it down, tabletop. Tuck your toes, and we're just going to walk the hands back towards the knees. Sit onto the heels, coming high with the chest, and then use an inhale to take the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Cactus the arms as you look up towards the ceiling, and exhale. Inhale, take the hands to the ceiling. We're going to do that twice more. Exhale, cactus, and open out the chest. Once more, lifting the hands to the ceiling, and exhale, cactus. Stay in your cactus. Take an inhale here, and then close, bringing the forearms together out in front of you. 2 more like that. Inhale, cactus, open out the chest. And an exhale, bring the forearms together. 1 more. Inhale, open. And as you exhale, close it off. And then bring the hands down to the floor. Walk them forward towards the top of your mat. Maybe the knees a little bit further back. Keep the hips aligned above the knees and lower down the chest, finding your puppy pose, Anahatasana. Here, we're trying to find a nice deep back bend. And you can option to bring yourself onto the pads of the fingers to maybe create a bit more space for the shoulders to draw themselves down. Come a bit more forward. Bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, that's it. And hold here. And Ethan, come a bit more forward as well. Yeah, that's it. And then slowly pushing into the hands. We're going to walk them back towards a tabletop position, so underneath the shoulders. Once you're there, the toes are still tucked. Can you hover the knees once again off the floor, so pushing through the mat? But this time, can you start to sway them from left to right? Just a nice slow sway left to right. And making sure that we're protecting out through the shoulders so that we're not collapsing into the arms. The next time you are with the knees to the left-hand side, can you drop the right knee down, open out that left knee, and take the left hand up to the ceiling? Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, bring the left hand down, come back to hovering the knees and take them over to the right. Drop the left knee down, open out the right knee, take the right hand up, breath in. And as you exhale, moving over to the left-hand side, hand comes down, knee comes down, take the left hand up, breath in. And exhale, bring it down, moving over to the right, drop the left knee, bring the right hand up. And as you exhale, bring it down. Now, as we're moving to the left, can you now kick the right leg out to the side, taking the left hand to the ceiling? So we're keeping a bend in that left knee. Drop the left hand down, switch over to the right-hand side, kick the left foot out, take the right hand up. As you exhale, bring the right hand down, switching over to the left. This time, can you hover the right foot off the floor and then tap it with your left hand? So tap the right foot, tap, bring it back up, and then drop the left hand down, swing over to your right-hand side, hover the left foot, reach that right arm up to the ceiling, and then tap, lift it back up, and then slowly bring it down. Take the knees wide, child's pose, as we bring the tops of the feet down and releasing the chest between the thighs. Breathe. Allowing the body to find the breath once again after a little bit of vigorous movement. And as I have a few new ladies and gentlemen in the class, can I get you just to lift your hand if you do not want to be adjusted at all? Other studios have stones, others have cards, but I got to rely on you to let me know. Thank you. Let's slowly make our way back up to tabletop. And then with the toes tucked, lifting the hips, finding your first downward dog. And as you do, feel free to pedal the feet, maybe move the hips from side to side, bending one elbow and then the other, moving in whatever little flow that you normally do to find a little bit of flex through the ankles and the heels, the calves. Eventually, finding stillness. Let's take a deep breath in, lift the heels as high as you can off the floor, staying on the tippy toes. And then exhale to release the heels as low as you can. And inhale, lift the heels as high as you can. And then exhale to release. And one more time, lift as high as you can. Keep the legs straight and tippy toe your feet all the way to the top of your mat. So leave the legs as straight as you can for as long as you can, all the way to the top. Toe heel the feet out to about hip width, if not already. And then grabbing your elbows, find ragdoll, trying to keep the chest as close to the thighs as you can, which might mean you need to generously bend your knees. And you can stay in stillness, or you can gently sway from left to right. Totally up to you, but breathe. Letting it flow in and out. And slowly releasing the elbows. Let's find the shins with our hands. Take a halfway breath in as you lift the chest, straightening through the legs, and an exhale to release, forward fold. Take the hands all the way up to the ceiling, stretching tall. Bring the palms together at the top, and as you exhale, hands into the chest. Sweep the hands to the ceiling with your breath in. Palms meet once again, draw them to the chest as you exhale. Not yet, Chrissy. Hands back to the ceiling. And Chrissy says we should do a forward fold. Palms meet. And let's find the chest to the thighs as you exhale. Hands to shins, halfway lift, breath in. And as you exhale, place the hands down and step the right foot to the back of the mat. Drop the right knee down and lift both hands to find Anjaneyasana. We're going to bring the hands straight back down to frame that left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step back to plank, use an inhale, and then drop the knees, chin, and chest down to the floor, so keeping the hips raised. Bring the tops of the feet down, drop the hips as you peel the chest up, baby cobra. And as you exhale, release. Tuck the toes, inhale, come to your knees, tabletop, and then lifting the hips, downward dog. Now, take the right foot and cross it in front of the left foot towards the left edge of the mat. And then take the left foot and cross it over the right to the right side of the mat. And keep crisscrossing the feet, walking to the top of the mat. So crisscrossing and seeing if you can get right to the edge of the mat so you make it nice and awkward and nice stretchy on the hips. You're right there, Alicia. And once you reach the top, bring your hands back to your shins, halfway lift in, and an exhale, release. Taking the hands all the way up to the ceiling, take a deep breath in, bring the palms together, and find an exhale, draw them to the heart. Take the hands back up to the ceiling with your breath in, palms meet, back to the heart as you exhale. And last time, inhale, take the hands up, palms meet, and all the way down, finding a forward fold. Hands back to shins, take a halfway lift in, release the hands to the floor and step the left foot to the back of the mat. Drop the left knee down, take both hands up, Anjaneyasana, breath in, and an exhale, release them back down, framing that right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, sweep that right foot back to a plank, breath in. And this time, as you lower the knees, chin, and chest, can you hover them off the floor? So they're kind of just hovering. Keep the elbows tucked all the way in. And we're just going to pause here for 3, for 2, and 1. Release everything flat down to the floor. Baby cobra with no hands. Can you hover the hands off the floor as you breathe in? And as you exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Inhale, come to your knees. Downward dog as you exhale. Let's pause here and regather ourselves just for 2 breaths. And 1. Let's take the right foot up to the ceiling, stretch it nice and tall. And then we're going to take that right knee to visit the right elbow at the top of the mat. Touch, visit the left elbow, and then kick it out to fallen triangle, taking the left hand to the ceiling. Hold here for 2, for 1, and then bring the left hand down, bend through the right knee, and bring the shin perpendicular to the mat. We'll look at your mat and make sure the right hand, right knee, and left foot are in line, and then slowly lift both hands all the way up to the ceiling. Take your left hand to left shin and find a bend or lean over to the left-hand side. Pause here for 2. For 1, we're windmilling the right arm down to the floor. Make sure it's still in line, and then lift the left foot off the floor, reach the left hand forward, breath in. Take the top elbow to top knee to touch on the exhale. Inhale, stretch it back. And then as you exhale, left foot reaches down, left hand reaches down. Shuffle the hands so they're nice and equal, and then take that right foot, lift it back to a one-legged plank. So keep the hips nice and low. Take a breath in here. Lower halfway down with that foot lifted with your exhale. Nice. Push straight back up. Left foot is still lifted. And as you exhale, all the way down to the floor. Everything. Lift the hands, hover them, baby cobra, breath in. And as you exhale, release. Tuck the toes, push to your knees with your breath in. And downward dog with your breath out. How are you going, Kat? Still enjoying it? Let's take the left foot up to the ceiling with your breath in. And with your exhale, visit the left elbow with that knee. Take it over to the right elbow. And then kick it out, fallen triangle. We're lifting the right hand all the way up to the ceiling, keeping the hips raised. You're right there, Sean. Awesome. Hold for 2. 1, the right hand comes down, bend through that left knee, and then place the shin down perpendicular to the mat. Make sure your left hand, left knee, and right foot are in equal place, and then take both hands up to the ceiling, both hands. Take a deep breath in here, and then find a bend to the right-hand side, right hand, right shin, reaching that left hand over. Imagine that you are flat against a wall, and your whole body is in one plane. Nice adjustments. Take a breath in, reach the arms to the ceiling, and then use that exhale to drop the left hand down. Inhale, lift the right foot, reach the right arm to the front of the mat, and an exhale to bring elbow to knee to touch. Straighten out with your breath in. Right hand comes down, right foot drops. Adjust the hands, and then use an inhale to lift the left foot, kick it back into a one-legged plank. You're right, Madame Sanchez. Lower the hips a little bit more. And then slowly lower down chaturanga. Bend through the elbows. Make sure they're tucked all the way in. Push through the elbows to straighten up with your breath in. And then slowly lower all the way down to the floor. This time with no hands and no feet. Can you find your baby cobra? Lift up. And as you exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Inhale to tabletop. Downward dog with an exhale. Let's recuperate for another 2 breaths. And another one. And let's lift the right leg up to the ceiling with a breath in. As you exhale, draw that knee to the center chest and hold it here. Hold here. Really push through the hands, hovering that knee. Then step it forward between the hands, trying to make it as light as possible. Crescent lunge, taking both hands all the way up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, can you bend the elbows and drop the knee to hover, that left knee, hovering the left knee. Reach forward to arrowhead, taking the chest at 45, and then taking the arms back, arrowhead, and hover that left knee. One more time, arrowhead leaning forward, reaching forward. And as you exhale, hover the knee, bend through the arms. Then drop your left knee down. See if you can open the chest a little bit more, looking up towards the ceiling. Hold for 2. For 1, release the hands to frame that right foot. And then as you tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Sweep that right foot back to a one-legged plank. Use a breath in. Come halfway down, chaturanga, breath out. Once again, push back up, straight arms, breath in. And then lower all the way down to the floor with your exhale. No hands, no feet. Take a breath in, baby cobra. And as you exhale, release. Tuck the toes, come to your knees with your breath in. And downward dog with your breath out. Nice work. I feel like it's getting warm in here. I'll turn the degrees down to 24. Let's move on to the other side, shall we? Let's take the left foot up to the ceiling. Use a deep breath in. Take that knee to the chest and hold it there, hovering it off the floor. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. Step it forward without making a hole through the mat. Wait. Let's push through that left foot, reach the arms to the ceiling, breath in, crescent lunge, and then cactus the arms, bend the right knee with your exhale. Reach forward, arrowhead, breath in, and take the arms back, bend, exhale. Lean forward, breath in, and with your exhale, come back. Pause, and then drop the right knee down. Keep the chest open, look up towards the ceiling. Hold here for 2. 1, release the hands down to the floor to frame that left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Sweep that left foot to the back with the breath in, one-legged plank. Come halfway down, chaturanga, breath out. Push through the mat, find your plank once again, and then all the way down to the floor. Nice. No hands, no knees, no feet. Breath in, baby cobra. And as you exhale, release. Tuck the toes, inhale to your knees. And let's find a little bit of intermission. Take the knees wide, and we'll find child's pose so that you can breathe. Maybe grab some water, moisten the lips, get a wipe down, and just allowing the breath to flow. Are you going with your toes? Yes, awesome. Hold for another 2. Hold for another 1. And then slowly make your way back up. Let's find our upside down V shape, our downward dog. And what can we do this time? Let's take the right leg up to the ceiling with your breath in. This time, bend the knee and open the hip with your breath out. So keep that knee lifted as high as you can. Breath in, come high onto the left toes. And then as you exhale, take that foot, step it forward towards the top of the mat between the hands. Take the right hand up to the ceiling into an open twist, reaching that right hand all the way to the ceiling. And pause here just for 2. For 1, the right hand comes down to the inside of that right foot, and then drop the left heel down and windmill the arms open, warrior 2. In your warrior 2, just check that front knee is aligned over the right ankle. And pause and breathe. Then reach forward, flip the palm. Inhale as you take that right arm to the ceiling. And then look down towards the left foot. And we're going to turn the left foot to the back corner and then come all the way down with the hips to find Skandasana. Now, you can choose to be in high Skandasana if you're not quite ready. Otherwise, low. And your hands can be on the floor as support, or you can bring the palms into the chest. Hold here for 2. Just make sure that right heel is pushing into the ground. Right toes are reaching for the ceiling. And then turn towards the back, framing that left foot. Take the left hand up to the ceiling into that open twist. Keep the right hand planted. Hold for 2. For 1, look down at that right hand, shift the weight slightly, and then sweep that left foot to go on top of the right foot at the back of the mat to side plank. Make sure that the hips don't start to scoop down. Hold for 2. For 1. Now, slow motion. Imagine you're in honey and you're moving in super slow motion. The left hand is going to stay up. We're going to take that left foot and step it back to the top, but slow motion. So I want you to take at least 2 breaths to get there. So 2 and 1. Nice way, Christian. Keep the left hand lifted. The left hand is still lifted. Hold here for 2. Hold for 1. And then slowly dropping that right heel down, windmill the arms open, warrior 2, facing the back. Reach forward, flip the palm, reverse with your inhale. Look down towards the right foot, and then Skandasana on the right knee, coming down with the hips. So making sure we're pushing that left heel down. Hold for 1. And 2, turn to frame that right foot, and then sweep it back to a one-legged plank with your breath in. One-legged plank. Now, we're going to make it a little bit more interesting. Stay on that one leg, and can you hop that left foot to the left side of the mat? So we're just hopping it off the mat. And then come back to center, and hop it over to the right. Come back to center. You should be getting right off the mat. Take a breath in here, and then come halfway down, Chaturanga. Drop the foot down, open up, upward dog, and downward dog with your exhale. Nice work. Let's breathe and pause, rejuvenate for 2. Staying for 1. And then taking that left foot all the way up to the ceiling, take a breath in. Bend the knee, open the hip with your breath out. A little bit higher onto the right toes with your breath in. And with your exhale, we're taking that foot and stepping it between the hands at the top of the mat. Keep the right hand planted. Take the left hand up to the ceiling into your open twist. And pause here for 2. Pause for 1. Release the hand down to the floor. Drop your right heel. And then open up, warrior 2. Left hand is reaching forward. Again, just watching that knee. Draw it a little bit forward. Yeah, that's it. Reach forward, flip the palm, reverse, taking the left hand to the ceiling, and then look down to the right foot. We're going to turn it slowly and then drop the hips, Skandasana. Either the hands hovering or supporting yourself on the floor. And either low down, like pretty much most of you are, or high up, totally up to you. Slowly turn to the back to frame that right foot and take the right hand up to the ceiling into an open twist. Hold here for 2. For 1, look towards the left hand, shift the weight slightly, and we're going to take that right foot and step it over the left foot side plank at the back of the mat. Make sure the hips are nicely raised. Hold. And then remember honey. So we're moving as slow as we can. 2 breaths. Keep the right hand lifted. It's not coming down. It's not supporting. It's not here to help you. Take 2 breaths. 1, and step that right foot all the way forward. 2, step it up. Caroline, you're already there. Hold here for 2. 1, release the right hand, the inside of the right foot. Drop the left heel. Warrior 2 as you open up, dropping that heel, reaching the right arm forward, left arm back. Reach forward, flip the palm, reverse, taking the right hand to the ceiling. And as you exhale, Skandasana on the back foot, so taking the hips back to bend that left knee. Hold here for 2. Remember to push that right heel into the floor. Hold for 1. Turn to frame that left foot towards the front of the mat. Sweep the left foot back to a one-legged plank with your breath in. And here's the fun. Let's hop that right foot off the mat to the right-hand side. All the way off. And then bring it back to center. It's meant to be only one hop, by the way. And then one hop to the left-hand side. The other left, yeah, that's it. Come back to center. Take a breath in. Come halfway down, Chaturanga, breath out. Drop the feet, open the chest, upward dog. And child's pose with your breath out, dropping the knees down, breathing. Allow that breath to flow. We're just going to pause for another 2 breaths. Another 1. And then slowly making your way back up. Let's find downward dog once again. So we've done 3 kind of different flows. I'm going to integrate them and merge them into one and add a few things just to make it a bit more interesting. Let's take the right foot up to the ceiling with your breath in. Bend the knee and open the hip with your breath out. Then drop your left elbow down to the floor and bring your right knee to right elbow to touch. This is just an option, by the way, just an option. Slowly straighten them, lift the forearm off the floor, one-legged dog. And as you exhale, can you bring that right knee to the right elbow, touch the left elbow, and then kick it out to fallen triangle. This time, maybe hovering the foot, or like Chrissy says, grabbing the toes and opening out to a split. Hold for 2. For 1, nice work. Bring the left hand down, and we're gonna flip the dog, taking that right leg all the way over and finding wild thing as you drop it behind the left foot, lifting the hips, reaching that right arm to the front of the mat. Stay for 2. For 1, can you make that right foot a little bit lighter, maybe coming on the tippy toes? And then taking that right foot on top of the left to side plank. Either stay here or hover that right foot off the left foot. Take a breath in. Bring the top elbow to top knee to touch with the exhale. Nice work. Stretch it out, breath in. And as you exhale, remember, honey, we're stepping that right foot all the way in 2 breaths, all the way to the top. 1 and 2. Hold here for the breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Drop the left heel. Open up to warrior 2, reaching the right arm forward, left arm back. Reach forward, flip the palm, reverse with an inhale. Skandasana on the left foot, dropping down the hips. Now, option to either stay here, or you can drop the left hand down, take the right to the ceiling, or find a half bind while you're there, or a full bind, taking your arms, wrapping them around the left knee. We're only here for another 2, though. So making your choice for 1, releasing the bind, turning to the front to frame that left foot. Push through the left foot and find crescent lunge, taking the hands all the way up to the ceiling. With your exhale, bend the elbows and hover that right knee off the floor. Reach forward, arrowhead, straighten the back leg. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and bring the knee down. And then bring the hands down to the floor, and we're going to push through the left foot, lifting the right foot to the ceiling to a standing split. Options here is to release one foot, one hand off the floor, maybe the other. So finding balance on that one right foot. Hold for 2. Release the hands down flat to the floor, and this may mean you need to bend that left knee quite a bit. And then we're going to take 2 hops back with the left foot towards the back of the mat. So 2 hops back. Keep that right foot lifted, and then 2 hops forward. So bring that left foot back to the front of the mat. Wait. Once more, 2 hops back, just because it looks so much fun. Now, options here are to, as you hop forward once again, to maybe try a handstand. Maybe, like that's just an option. Otherwise, just make it as light as possible. So you're just hopping towards the front and you're just trying to maybe create a little bit of air. Don't think too much about it. Take 2 hops back to the back once again. Nice, Chrissy. So the right foot is still lifted. The hands are still at the front of the mat. So they're still here. Your hands are still here. But your left foot is all the way back. Right foot is lifted. Take an inhale and draw the shoulders forward to that one-legged plank. The right foot is still lifted. And then 1 hop to the left-hand side and 1 hop to the middle. Now bend the elbows to find chaturanga. Elbows are tucked all the way in. And 1 hop to the right. And 1 hop to center once again. Inhale as you push yourself up to a plank, one-legged plank. And all the way down flat on the floor with your exhale. Glue the legs together, point the toes, lift the feet, knees, and thighs, and hands off the floor, baby cobra, breath in. Stay for the breath out. Then straighten your arms to the front of the room as if you're swimming and take them back to the back. Interlace the hands behind the back. 1 more inhale as you open through the chest. And as you exhale, release, bring the hands down underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, push through, no rest for the wicked. Push through the knees, find tabletop, breath in. Downward dog with your breath out. So the good news is we've done one side. The bad news is we have another side to go, but you guys are nearly there, and you're doing so well. Yes, you absolutely can. Let's take the left foot up to the ceiling with your breath in. Bend the knee and open the hip with your breath out. High onto the right toes with your breath in. Wow, you ladies are just phenomenal. And as you exhale, we are taking that knee to the left elbow to touch. So Alison, other foot up. So your left foot to the ceiling. And then take it to the right knee. And then kick it out, fallen triangle. You can choose to hover the leg or find a split, keeping the right hand reaching for the ceiling, maybe. Yeah, we're twisting over to this side, Madame Sanchez. Yep. Hold. And then slowly releasing the right hand down, flip over all the way to find wild thing, taking the left foot over the right leg, lifting the hips, reaching the right arm towards the back of the mat. Hold for 2. For 1, become lighter on the left foot, just hover it maybe, or just on the tippy toes. And then either step it on top of the left foot or hover it above the left foot. Reach that left arm to the front with your breath in. And with your exhale, bring the top elbow to top knee to touch. Inhale, stretch it out. You got this, Nat. And then like honey, remember, and I want to see 2 breaths. We're going to step that foot all the way to the top of the mat. 1 and 2. I saw that, Alison, you started late. To keep your left hand lifted, take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring it to the inside of the left foot, drop the right heel. We're going to open up warrior 2, right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Ah, wee, I got you sweaty. Yes. Reach forward, flip the palm, reverse, take the left hand to the ceiling. And with your exhale, Skandasana on the right knee, so coming back to the back of the mat, or to the front of the mat, however you see it. Hands can hover. You can bring the right hand down, take the left hand up. You can bring yourself in a half bind or full bind, choosing your poison for another 2. Another 1. Releasing the bind, bringing yourselves back to frame that right foot. Crescent lunge, lifting both hands to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, cactus the arms and bend that left knee. Reach forward, arrowhead, straightening the back leg. And as you exhale, bend the knee and open up. And then taking the hands down, we're going to frame that right foot and lift the left foot off the floor, standing split. And again, your options are to remove 1 hand, maybe 2 hands. Hold for 2. For one, the hands come down to the floor, a slight bend in that right knee, just the hands, just keep that foot lifted. And then 2 hops back, trying to make it as light as possible. And 2 hops forward. Wait. 2 hops back. And now maybe an arm balance, or just making it a little bit lighter as you hop 2 hops forwards once again. Nice, Natalie. Nice, Chrissy. Patty, nice work. Oh, nice, Natalie. Well done. 2 hops back with the foot so that it's at the back of the mat. And then use an inhale to draw the shoulders forward to that one-legged plank. Breath in. And 1 hop to the right with your right foot in your plank. Come back to center. Bend the elbows. Come halfway down. I like the alternative, Caroline. I think everybody's going to start following you. 1 hop to the left in your chaturanga. And 1 hop back to center. Chaturangas with your arms bent. And come all the way down to the floor. I don't want you to push up again. Take a breath in, baby cobra, lifting the hands and the feet. And with your exhale, release everything down. Bring your hands in front of you, one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands, finding our crocodile. And just breathe here. Option to bend through the knees, lifting the feet off the floor, and just windshield wipering them from left to right. And eventually releasing the feet back down to the floor, tucking the toes, and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Good or bad news is I don't really have time for another flow, but let's push ourselves to downward dog, and I'll try and make best use of this time as we have. Let's take the right leg up to the ceiling. This is your second last downward dog, by the way, second last. As you exhale, bring that right knee to the right elbow, and you can choose here to keep it connected, or you can just bend the arms to find the chin to the floor, or you can lean forward, bend the arms, and lift the back foot off the floor. So options galore, whatever you choose to do. Slowly bring yourself straight, arms once again. That right knee still glued to the right elbow. Massage the forearm, bring the knee down to the wrist, and then kickstand the shin. Bring your left foot back and slowly drawing yourself down to your sleeping swan, as they call it in yin. Making sure that right foot is flexed, so we're pointing it in towards the knee. Breathing as we release the body, making it as heavy as possible. Staying and breathing just for another 2. And 1. Slowly dropping yourself onto the right hip as we lift ourselves onto our hands. And we're going to take that left foot and reach it all the way around to the top of the mat. Bring the sole of the foot down. Keep a bend, 90-degree bend in that left leg. And we're going to take the right ankle and place it on top of the left knee. Hands come down behind us as support. And then with the right angle of your left leg, push through the heel and lift the hips to find your reverse tabletop, or a reverse one-legged tabletop. You can drop the head back if that feels comfortable. Either stay here, remember this is just an option, stay here, or use an inhale to lift the right leg all the way up to the ceiling, point the toes. And with your exhale, can you bend the knee and thread it underneath the left leg? Back to the ceiling with the breath in. And exhale, bend the knee and place it on top of the left knee. Drop the hips down to the floor. And then we're going to just drop ourselves onto our forearms or our elbows, and then all the way down onto our backs. Keep the hands at your side, and then just using your core, can you draw the knees into the chest? So just the knees into the chest, just using your core. Make sure that we're flexing through the right foot, so it's pointing in towards the knees. Hold here. Nice work. And now take your hands, interlace them behind that left thigh, and draw the knees in as much or as little as you'd like. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed. And then gently releasing the thigh with your hands. Keep the knee onto the ankle onto the knee. Drop the left foot down to the floor. And then take the knees over to the left-hand side, keeping the right knee pointed up towards the ceiling. So you want a right angle with your left leg, right angle with your right, left and right. Hands are just at your side or wherever you want to put them, but make sure the sole of the bottom of your right foot is connected to the floor, flat, and your right knee is pointed up towards the ceiling. Yeah, nice. You can choose here to take your gaze over to the other side. Gently lift up. Yeah, that's it. Hold just for another two. Another one. And then slowly turning the head back to center first. And then taking the knees into the chest, release the ankle off the knee. Grab your knees or shins with your hands. Just create a few circles, rocking the back one way and then the other way. And then releasing the knees, have your hands on either side of your thighs. Point the toes and see if you can rock and roll on your spine to catch a high boat, a Navasana. So we're trying to catch a high boat, and as you catch it, hold and pause. Straighten the legs, because Chrissy said so, and then lower them so they're just hovering off the floor. Lower the back so that the shoulders are just off the floor. The arms are still reaching on each side. Turn over to your left glute, and then reach over to your right foot with your right hand. Touch it, and then stretch it out. Come back to center. Go over to your right side. Don't fall over. Touch your left foot. Stretch it out. Come back to center, and then release onto the back. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Nice work. Releasing the knees. Take the hands on either side of the thighs. Cross the ankles, doesn't matter which one on top, and then start to rock and roll on the spine. Now, options here, because we're going to our last downward dog, options are to find a flow. As you're rocking backwards and forwards, you can come down, drop the hands, jump back, and then flow. Otherwise, you can just drop the feet down and walk them around, really like Sean is doing. So totally up to you. Find your downward dog, push through the hands, hold and breathe. And lifting the left foot all the way up to the ceiling, take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, take that knee to the left elbow. Hold it here, glued. Option to stay there. Otherwise, bend through the elbows to drop the chin down to the floor, maybe. Maybe you do all three, bend the elbows, lean forward, and lift the right foot off the floor. Maybe. And nice, whoever tried, nice work. Keep the elbow to the knee and just slowly massage the forearm as you bring it down to the wrist, down to the floor. Kickstand the left shin, take the right foot further back, and then find your sleeping swan as you draw yourself down, releasing, relaxing. Breathe and relax. As you slowly make your way back up again onto your hands, drop down onto the left hip, Sweep that right leg all the way around. Bottom of the foot connects to the floor. And we're going to take the left ankle and place it onto the right knee. Hands come out behind you. Now, I didn't say before, but you can choose where you want your fingers pointed. So you can have them back, you can have them forwards if that's more comfortable, or you can have them in between, whatever you choose. Right angle with your right leg, and then take your hips up to the ceiling to find your one-legged reverse tabletop. Allow the head to drop if you choose. And then either stay here or use an inhale to lift the left foot to the ceiling, point the toes. Exhale, can you bend the knee and thread it underneath the right leg? Take it back up to the ceiling with your breath in. Bend the knee and place it on top of the ankle once again, or the ankle on top of the knee. Take the hips down to the floor. And then we're going to slowly make our way onto our elbows. And then eventually all the way down to the floor. Hands at your side. Draw the knees in, just using your core. And making sure we're flexing through the left foot. So the left foot is going back towards the knees. Wait, that's it, Teddy. Hold for another 2. And for 1. Now you can use your hands to interlace them behind the right thigh. And you can draw the knees in as close as you want, or keep them as far as you want. And gently releasing the thigh, place the foot down to the floor. And then the knees are going over to the right-hand side. Keep them both at 90 degrees, and the left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Left sole of the foot is flat down on the floor. Hands or arms can be where you want. Try and make sure the shoulders are connected to the floor, and maybe turning the head to the left-hand side. Breathe. Slowly turning your head back to center, lifting the knees, draw them into the chest to release the ankle off the knee. Give yourself a hug, maybe drawing the shoulders off the floor. And if the knees are close enough, I want to hear the kiss to the knees. Releasing the shoulders down, and then making your way to your Shavasana. So however that looks like for you, it could be legs straight out, could be arms at your side pointing to the ceiling. Choosing your position of rest. Noting that this may be, for some of us, the only time we have to just let go and be relaxed, be heavy. So really using this time right here and now to do just that, nothing. Allow your next breath to be longer than the last. Allowing some movement in the head, just turning it gently from side to side. Moving your focus to your hands as you curl the fingers in and curl them out. And then your toes, scrunching them, unscrunching them. Slowly reaching the arms behind the head, becoming long, stretching tall, pointing the toes, and eventually drawing the knees into the chest as you bend them. Maybe wrapping yourself around before you allow the knees to fall to the left or right. And once you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, slowly drawing yourself up to a seat facing the front. An invitation to bring the palms together in prayer and draw them to the forehead. As we create a slight bow in reverence to your practice for making it in this morning, can we all take a deep breath in through the nose, releasing through the mouth? The light in me sees, it honors, and respects the very same light it sees in each and every one of you. Namaste. Releasing the hands, blinking open the eyes. Thank you all for playing with me this morning. Have a beautiful Saturday. Hope we see you next week. Wipe down the mats if you've used one of ours. Help yourself to tea out the front. And just in case you missed it, my name is Nicol. See you guys soon. Thank you. Merci. Thanks, those online. We shall see you soon in the studio. Hope you had a good practice.